Hello again, everyone. This is Louis Setti, the Blue Ridge Reporter, and in this presentation I'd like to speak about the term pro-life, which truly is the most popular way of describing the position of those who support life and, in fact, oppose abortion. In my opinion, the term pro-life should not be used because it is a debating term, pro-life, in support of life, arguing the life position, where the opposition can be pro-choice, arguing their position. And the term pro-life then connotes the setting of a debate and elevates the illegitimate position of abortion to a question which can be debated. But the matter is not debatable. The sixth commandment says, "Thou shalt not kill." God has defined the terms and the standards, so why should we be willing to engage in a debate? And again, it is my opinion, but this is what I've observed over some 20 years of watching this, and that is the proponents of life believe it's winsome to use a positive pro-position as opposed to the negative anti-abortion position or a phraseology, which I believe is the phraseology we should use. We who oppose abortion are anti-abortion, as we would be against any evil. We wouldn't debate the merits, so-called, of the evil and hope we might convince the other side and win some proponents. As a matter of fact, that kind of Madison Avenue advertising political approach to the conflict over life and death has not proven to be winsome after all. Nothing's changed since Roe v. Wade. Some marginal issues, granted, have been won by the pro-life cause. But what has occurred, and it was an inadvertent error by the pro-lifers, is that the proponents of abortion have won for themselves a claim of legitimacy without us saying they are in fact illegitimate. We've given them a pass on that characterization, so they may proceed with impunity because they're not being described as what they really are, proponents of death in violation, of course, of God's law and in conflict, in war, therefore, against God. Early in this whole battle about life and death, the proponents of death would oftentimes include in their comments phrases such as this: reasonable people can disagree, or we can agree to disagree, trying to put a smooth, happy, acceptable, debating conclusion on the whole event, as if it were a tennis match, and when it's over, both sides rush to the net, shake hands, and say, well played, old man. It's really a different situation. Now, during the campaigns of President Bush I, the campaign in which he won election over Mike Dukakis in 1988, and the one that he lost against William Jefferson Clinton in 1992, the Republican strategists told President Bush, or candidate Bush as the case might have been, to actually lower his voice and don't sound antagonistic and don't sound dogmatic, because that would turn off voters. He would say that he was pro-life in sort of a meek and non-confrontational way. This is not to say that I think we should walk around with a chip on our shoulders, but we must be clear, even in our words and our tone, about the illegitimate position of the so-called pro-choicers, a term we've let them use without sufficient conflict, without a sufficient contest over how they are known. So, I don't think this will be a phraseology that will be adopted. There seems to be a firm conviction that one must be winsome, but I think to start to put the public's thinking in the right framework and to properly categorize the enemies of life regarding who they actually are and what they stand for, that the term anti-abortion is the term that should be used. Thank you. This is Louis Setti, the Blue Ridge Reporter.